Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Kicking Aces here in World of Tanks console version. And today I am in a standard battle on Prokhorovka and I'm driving the T-54 Lightweight. This is a tier 9 Russian light tank and it's pretty good. I like it. I'm not a ton of a light tank player. I don't play them a ton, but I like them now and then, and this is kind of a cool one. However, this battle is not going to be about me, or at least not just about me. So on Prokhorovka, a lot of the light tanks like to run back and forth in the middle of the map, kind of poking the ridge, driving in circles, spotting the enemy team. Not my style of play, not what I like to do. I try to get into a bush location, usually over here on the one line, and spot down and then shoot down into the valley as opportunities pop up. However, I very early get spotted, and so I have to abandon that position and go do the thing that I don't want to do down in the middle of the map. So while I do that, let's introduce our other partner for the battle, my battle buddy for this battle. This is IoryBogard, and he's in the Object 704. That's a tier 9 Russian tank destroyer. It's got the BL-10 gun, 750 alpha damage, a big old boy. And Iori, we saw there, missed that shot, I believe, and he's not going to miss many throughout this game. So we are not platooned up. We don't know each other. I had no idea anything about this guy while I'm playing through this game. But when I got to the post-battle results, I was very impressed by the numbers that IoryBogard put up. And then I went back and watched the battle and captured the footage and saw that we actually worked really well together without ever really knowing it or planning to do so. So we're using the replay feature to kind of meld the two battles together, because Iori does a lot of sitting and shooting, which isn't the best of gameplay, and I'm doing a lot of driving in circles, which isn't the best of gameplay, but we each have moments, so if we pop back and forth between them, maybe we can make an entertaining and interesting video out of it. So Iori is here on the one line, pushing up slowly, trying to get some shots on targets down closer to the enemy spawn location. And thankfully, we've got a little bit of a pressure push here. We've got a medium tank that's pushed pretty far to the south, and that means probably that it's safe for Iori to be doing what they're doing right now and getting fairly far forward. So now a target of opportunity has popped up, a Diamondback, and boom, 736 damage. There we go, a nice chunk for the Object 704. So while Iori is there and shooting, we'll check back in with what I'm doing here. And I'm not just running circles, I am trying to poke in opportunities and get some shots down range at targets that I can shoot at and hopefully not get spotted, or if I do, make sure that I can pull back and get myself into a better position. So that's what I'm working this middle area, but I'm not just running and popping. I don't think this tank, it can do that, but it's not really what I want to do, and it's not really what I'm good at particularly. So we're looking for an opportunity to strike, and here it is. We've got 2-3 tanks pushing in on this light tank, and nothing is spotted down here on the right. So I feel like this isn't a death trap. Usually down in this corner there's a ton of tanks, and so I wouldn't do this because I would get completely lit up. But we can see it's just a tank destroyer. There's an SU-152 and the RD we flush out as well. And boom, 740 damage, and guess who put that shot in? Yes, our battle buddy Iori did that. And so now we know we've got that guy down there. Let's switch perspectives back as I'm kind of running around, trying to light, trying to spot, trying not to get shot. And we can see Iori puts in a big hit on the IS-6, and the damage is now just continuing to pump out. And remember, 750 average damage, you don't need too many to start racking up some impressive numbers. So unfortunately, we don't have the tally going throughout the battle, so we'll just have to kind of be surprised by the end to see how this goes. Okay, so that lower corner now looks like it's pretty clear. So Iori turns their attention to the middle of the map and shoots across to the trains on the 6-7 line. And again, as targets are getting lit up and spotted, boom, shots are going out, damage numbers are going up, and the enemy team is falling. However, we're also losing a whole lot of our friendly tanks as well. This is a very close battle at 8-8. So we'll jump back into my perspective, and I am trying to light up these tanks on the ridge. Now that we've got this whole eastern or western part of the map secured, I now want to light up the east and light up the tanks that are either on the hill or on the other side of this train track. So by running close, I may proxy spot, and by popping up, I may light them up on the hill. So when I get down here, I notice here's an M56. We go in with one shot, lining up the second shot. yes, we get the second shot. And now can I thread the needle here? I'm looking, try to get it between those two little ridges. Can we get that last shot in? He's on such low health. No, the bank kind of blocked my shot as he was backing up, and we didn't have a clear line of sight. But I do not want to let that tank get away. He's very lightly armored. I know I can get the kill, and I want to get his gun out of the game. So we take a risk. We pop up over the hill, and we're going to charge in. And I think I missed my first shot, but now we know we have him, and I'm not going to miss my second. So we take him out, and at the same time, an ally also takes out the M103 that was under the bridge there. I was hoping to take out the M56 and then turn and help, but we didn't need to because our ally was able to take care of it for us. We do take a shot from a Tiger II up on the hill. So we did light them up, which is great. I didn't really want to take a shot in return. So now I'm going to try and keep that guy spotted so I can allow my allies to continue to throw that damage out into the tanks that are up on the hill, including that Tiger II. And then all of a sudden, two very important things happen. The capture alarm starts to go off, and a light tank is circling Iori here, and it looks like he has his traverse beat. Oh, he hits a building there, so that slows him down, but he's still ahead. Iori tries to shoot, but he can't do it. He can't keep up. But then we get a tracking shot on this light tank, and here I come. You can see the T-54 lightweight gets the kill. So I'm going to buzz by this location. We'll switch to my perspective. I kind of wave at Iori as I go by. Again, not really. I had no idea what was happening here. I just saw that our TD was in trouble from a light tank and that our base was being captured. So I made this effort to come back, save the TD, and then progress right to the base. So I want to do this so that hopefully I don't get spotted. I'm going to try and use these bushes. We've got 50 seconds, plenty of time. No need to do anything too crazy. 6-4, the game is very close, but I don't want to lose my tank. And I overextend here a little bit. I should have stopped in those bushes, spotted through them, and then put in the shot. But I was rushing, and I didn't quite do it right. And then I rushed the shot, and I hit the gun on that thing. I hit the gun! So that still counts. It interrupted the cap. I damaged their gun. If you do structure or module damage, it's good enough. So we interrupt the cap, and then after a second shot, which I think also hit the tracks, Iori puts in a big shot, takes out the, I think that was a Char Future 4, and immediately we switch back to his perspective to see him take a second tank out with the second shot in a row. And now it looks like we can finally breathe a sigh of relief as the battle seems to be well in hand. Iori continuing to pump out damage there, puts in another shot. And so I'm going to now run along the train line. We've got an Oho, very heavily armored Japanese tank, but not heavily armored enough to stand up to the BL-10, as we're going to see. Boom, shot goes out, very little damage, but secures a kill for that big old shell. And I decide, hero time, I'm going in on this Tiger II. I got to get some damage. Worst case scenario, I die. We still got plenty of tanks, but I think I can do it. And I don't do a great job here. I definitely overextend, but I'm trying to circle him. The Tiger II, it is not an easy tank to circle strafe. I've come up against them a number of times. They have some pretty good turret and track traverse, but we're putting in some shots. We get an ammo rack hit in there. I take one hit in the track, so my tracks eat some damage, which is great, but I'm not really getting my angles quite right here. Thankfully, it doesn't matter. We're able to put in enough damage, a little bump at the end there to secure the kill, take out the Tiger II, and that gets us a win. So we can breathe. That was a crazy kind of whirlwind of a game there. And as we got to switch back and forth between the two perspectives, we saw some really cooperative, interesting gameplay. And then this was when I had an idea that something was going on. I saw the MVP was IoryBogard, 8,000 damage and 4 kills. I was like, wow, that was super impressive. And I had a decent game as well, 4 kills, 1,500 damage in a light tank. That's pretty good. 1,487 XP. Where did that XP come from? Well, I think I was doing some spotting and some assistance damage. And there we go, 4,296 assistance damage. Most of that was spotting, and most of that was for our friend, our buddy, IoryBogard in the TD. So again, completely random, completely by chance. And now when I saw this, then I went back and saw the replay and saw how we were like meshing and helping each other without ever really purposefully intending to or knowing we were doing it or working together. It was all very natural and organic. And that's a cool thing about World of Tanks, right? If you have a group you're playing with, if you can platoon up, that's awesome, right? The game gets better when you're playing with a group, with people you know, with people you can coordinate with and work together. But a lot of the time that doesn't work. And if you're playing solo, that's fine too. But when you get those battles where you're meshing with somebody, even if it's organic, you know somebody's going to follow you, or you're going to follow them, or you're going to flank an enemy or pincer an enemy, and it all just works. It feels so good. It's such a good feeling, and it really is World of Tanks at its absolute best. So, great teamwork, and we fed each other. Lots of assistance damage for me, lots of direct damage for Iori. First and second place on the team. We saw the numbers there. We'll take a quick look at the detailed stats. Before we get there, we can see my medals, fire for effect, spotter, of course, for causing at least 1,000 spotting damage. Bruiser, we did put in a number of shots, so we were damaging crew and modules, and fighter for 4 kills in the battle. Good enough for a first class mastery badge, which sounds right to me. I mean, that is a nice chunk of spotting damage, but we certainly have seen numbers bigger than that in terms of assistance damage, so not really expecting an ace tanker out of a performance like that. And then we get into the detailed stats. Now, unfortunately, I don't know of any way, maybe somebody can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any way to see Iori's stats or medals or any detail. I can go into this detailed report, but I don't know, did they get an ace tanker for this game? I sure hope so. 8,000 damage is a really, really good number, but we're going to give it to him. This is a Kicking Aces video. 8,127 damage, more than I have ever done playing World of Tanks. As we saw in a video a couple weeks ago, I set my new damage record, and I only broke 7,000 in that game. So 4 kills for Iori, 4 kills for me, 8 together, more than half of the total kills for the team. 8,127 damage, 37 assistance. I don't know if that was a little bit of tracking damage or what that might have been there. 1,511 damage for me with the 4,296 assistance damage. And yeah, 1,815 base XP for the Object 704 in that game. Very, very impressive. 1,487 for me. And we can see here, if we look at these detailed stats, 8 enemies were damaged. So of the 4 kills, he damaged 8. It was assistance damage. Oh, it was spotting damage. 37 in spotting damage. Interesting where that came from. 2,000 damage blocked. And we can see, okay, shots fired. So 20 shots were fired, 15 penetrations to get those 8,000 damage numbers, 7 critical hits. And we do get to see 5 medals earned, although we can't see what they are. We could go back and probably figure out a number of them if we took a closer look at the battle. So that's going to wrap this up. That was a really cool battle featuring 2 tanks working organically together during the course of the battle and achieving some really great results for both of them, ending up at the top 1 and 2 spots for the team. So that's going to wrap up this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.